She sat down, and the whole room felt like it was waiting for someone to knock something out the park. When Quentin Tarantino cuts an actor loose, it never fades into a slow goodbye. It hits like a bomb going off. Tarantino doesn't slowly step away from people. He wipes them off his map with the confidence of a man who's rewritten Hollywood twice over. That moment he snapped back with, "I'm not your slave and you're not my master, you can't make me dance to you," showed exactly how he moves. With Tarantino, subtlety doesn't live here. He's the type who will defend a performer with everything he's got or flip the entire table the second he feels betrayed. To him, loyalty is cinema, and betrayal is a plot twist you don't come back from. For more than 30 years, he's been dropping genre-shifting fire. Reservoir Dogs, Django Unchained, Inglourious Bastards. Each one cooked with style, attitude, and total command. Please subscribe. It means a lot to me and costs you nothing. His sets are sacred to him, and his casting, sharp like a blade. When the vibe is off, he doesn't tweak it. He hits eject without blinking. People call him obsessive, brilliant, difficult, even revolutionary. But behind all that genius is a line in the sand. Step on the wrong side and you're not just dropped. You get written out like you never existed. Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, The Hateful Eight prove that his dialogue isn't just dialogue. He writes modern myths. And those myths only breathe when actors match his energy, not fight it. When they don't, the collision is explosive. He's worked with icons like Uma Thurman, Samuel L. Jackson, Christoph Waltz, and Brad Pitt. But not everybody gets invited back. Some stars walked away, others were pushed out, and a few were straight up locked out of his universe forever. Here are 6 actors Quentin Tarantino iced out, and the reasons he never turned around. Number 1, George Clooney. On paper, Clooney and Tarantino seemed like they should have been the perfect team. They linked up for From Dusk Till Dawn, that wild vampire crime mashup that gave Clooney his first real movie breakout while letting Quentin flex as screenwriter and co-star. The movie became a cult classic, but the partnership didn't grow into anything more, and the explanation wasn't tucked away in gossip. It came straight from Tarantino's mouth years later. He said it flatly, no hesitation, no sugarcoating. George Clooney is not a movie star. Just like that, a clean, sharp hit. And he didn't stop there. Tarantino challenged anyone to name a single Clooney masterpiece after the year 2000. Clooney didn't stay silent. He admitted the comment irritated him, then fired back by pointing to Ocean's 11 Syriana and Michael Clayton as proof he earned his lane. By the time all that back and forth settled, the respect between them was cracked beyond repair. Tarantino's criticism wasn't some random jab. The man is a purist through and through. He wants actors who disappear into the role, not ones who show up carrying that polished red carpet shine in every frame. To Tarantino, Clooney wasn't dangerous or raw. He looked like the face of safe Hollywood, the exact opposite of Quentin's world built on grit, vengeance, and beautiful chaos. After From Dusk Till Dawn, Clooney vanished from Tarantino's universe like someone closed a door and locked it from the inside. No cameos, no scripts, not even a rumor of a reunion. And for a director who loves recycling his favorites across decades, that quiet distance said everything loud and clear. Clooney kept rising, Oscars, directing success, massive franchises, but inside Tarantino's vocabulary, his name faded like it never mattered. Whenever journalists asked Quentin about him, he never budged. No softening, no nostalgia, no maybe one day. Just that signature cold silence that carried a small sting of disrespect. In a business where relationships are worth more than contracts, Clooney wasn't clashed with. He was edited out, clean and quiet. And in Tarantino's world, getting erased is harsher than any on-set fight or heated quote. Number 2, Bruce Willis. When Pulp Fiction blew up in 1994, it didn't just redefine cool. It resurrected careers with the force of an earthquake. For Bruce Willis, the timing couldn't have been better. He'd been drowning in box office flops and rough reviews. Color of Night, Striking Distance, Hudson Hawk, none of it was hitting. Tarantino tossed him a lifeline, but behind the scenes, the spark between them never turned into anything real. Willis's trademark sarcasm and old-school Hollywood confidence didn't always land well with Quentin's obsessive, detail-locked style. To Tarantino, every line is gospel, every beat is set in stone. And Willis, known for improvising and taking control, didn't always walk in rhythm with that. He brought star power, but Tarantino wanted full dedication, not someone who kept one eye on their own image. Crew members later said the tension was obvious, like something thick hanging in the air that no one dared to comment on. While Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson became part of Tarantino's inner circle forever, Willis stayed on the outside looking in. No next project, no reunion, no warm stories shared over the years. Quentin praises the Pulp Fiction cast all the time, but somehow his words always skip over Willis, never landing on him. It's not open beef, it's something colder than that. It's silence, and in Tarantino's universe, that silence speaks louder than any insult ever could. Tarantino treats his favorite actors like his own personal squad, pulling them back film after film like a tight little repertory crew. But Bruce Willis' absence? That silence hits harder than any quote he could have said. Willis stayed professional, never throwing shade at Quentin, but he also never fully admitted how Pulp Fiction dragged his career back to life. And in Tarantino's world, loyalty is the ticket to legacy. Step out of rhythm, and you're gone without a warning. Willis had one moment in the spotlight, delivered a few powerful scenes, and then disappeared from Tarantino's universe for good. Which brings us to number 3, Lawrence Tierney. Tarantino cast him as the old-school muscle in Reservoir Dogs, a stone-faced noir legend with real menace, the kind of presence Quentin lives for. On paper, it was perfect, until the cameras rolled and everything went off the rails. Behind the scenes, Tierney wasn't just difficult, he was unpredictable in ways that made the whole set tense. He'd forget lines, snap at the crew, and butt heads with Tarantino non-stop. At one point, he even got into a full-blown screaming match with Quentin over something as simple as blocking a scene. And when Tierney stormed off, Tarantino didn't let it slide. He followed him outside and fired him right there on the spot. Later, Quentin described the experience like dealing with your senile uncle who's off his meds, and he wasn't being dramatic. Everyone else confirmed the chaos. Michael Madsen even said Tierney's presence shifted the energy so much that every day felt like a gamble, like they were waiting to see if the scene would blow up before the camera even rolled. For a perfectionist like Tarantino, who builds everything on rhythm and precision, it became impossible to keep going like that. And here's the wild part. Quentin was only 29, directing his first feature, but he still didn't hesitate to cut Tierney loose. It wasn't just business. It hit him personally. He had written Joe Cabot specifically for Tierney, but once the vibe turned toxic, Quentin mentally checked out long before filming wrapped. After Reservoir Dogs, Tierney vanished from Tarantino's world completely. No cameos, no reunion, no phone calls, not even a casual mention in interviews. And even as Reservoir Dogs became a cult classic, Quentin kept Tierney's name locked away in silence. No stories, no tributes, no warm memories. Just a missing piece, like Tierney erased himself from Tarantino's history. When someone crosses a line Tarantino carves, it's not written in sand, it's carved in concrete, and once you land on the wrong side of that concrete, you're stuck there forever. Number 4, Spike Lee. This wasn't creative tension or quiet disagreement. This was a full-blown public clash between two giants fighting over race, authorship, And who has the right to tell which stories? Spike Lee never holds his tongue, and when Jackie Brown hit theaters in 1997, he took aim straight at Quentin's use of the N-word. Spike said, "I'm not against the word, I use it, but Quentin is obsessed with it. What does he want to be? An honorary black man?" That wasn't just critique. That was a strike at the heart of Tarantino's entire style. And Quentin didn't let it slide, not even a little. His response came back sharp, cold, and unapologetic. If Spike Lee can't appreciate Jackie Brown, then I'm sorry for him. He has no right to tell any other artist what they can or cannot say. Then came the line that blew up headlines. Spike needs to shut the f***s up. Even censored, it hit like a punch the whole industry felt. From that moment on, the break was permanent. When Django Unchained came out, the feud ignited all over again. Spike refused to even watch it, calling it disrespectful to my ancestors. Tarantino fired back even harder, saying, "I think his problem is that I'm doing it better than he is. He's just mad because I'm making the black movies he wishes he could make." That wasn't debate. That was war with no apologies and no middle ground. Look across Tarantino's whole career. He has worked with every type of actor, every background, every style, except anyone connected to Spike's circle. Their worlds never overlap. No panels, no interviews, no friendly nods. And that one quote, "He's just mad because I'm making the black movies he wishes he could make," slammed the door shut in a way that felt final. Number 5, Steve Buscemi. As Mr. Pink in Reservoir Dogs, he delivered one of indie cinema's most iconic rants and helped launch Tarantino's directing career. But after that breakout, something strange happened. Slowly and quietly, Buscemi drifted out of Tarantino's universe, almost like someone erased him with a careful hand. Fans noticed, theories grew, and the biggest example always circles back to that legendary tipping scene. Mr. Pink's rant, "Society says don't tip these girls, they're just doing their job," became one of the film's most famous lines. But whispers from behind the scenes suggest that moment might not have come entirely from the script. According to crew members, that rant may have been inspired by Buscemi himself off camera. Not hateful, just brutally honest in his own raw way. And some say Tarantino didn't love how close that connection was. Like the scene people quoted most wasn't fully his creation. Whether that's true or not, Buscemi's disappearance after Reservoir Dogs speaks for itself. One iconic role, massive impact, then silence. People around the set said Steve Buscemi had shared similar opinions off camera, and Tarantino didn't exactly appreciate it. Years later, assistants remembered Quentin half-joking, "If Emmy ever wants back in one of my movies, he'll be playing a waiter." Except everyone knew it wasn't really a joke. That call never came, and that role never existed. When people asked why Buscemi wasn't cast in Pulp Fiction or Kill Bill, Tarantino shut it down with one cold line. "Sometimes people get one shot, that's it." A brutal answer, especially since so many Reservoir Dogs veterans, Michael Madsen, Tim Roth, became recurring faces in his films. Buscemi never complained publicly. He built a heavy career with Fargo, Boardwalk Empire, and more, but fans still noticed Tarantino never reached out again. For a director famous for resurrecting forgotten legends and reusing the loyal ones, that silence was louder than any fight. Buscemi himself once said, "I haven't heard from Quentin in a long time, but I wish him well," calm and polite, but distant. In Tarantino's universe, grudges don't always blow up. Sometimes they fade until one actor's name quietly disappears from the casting board forever. Number 6, Warren Beatty. He wasn't just almost in Kill Bill, he was almost Bill. The entire character, the poetic menace, the tragic charm, the cold, controlled energy was shaped with Beatty in mind. This was supposed to be a reinvention, a massive comeback, a moment that would explode across Hollywood. Beatty even sat down with Tarantino and talked through the role, shaping pieces of Bill together before the camera ever rolled. But the partnership cracked fast. The issue was control. Beatty, being a director himself, wanted input, notes, tweaks to tone, shifts in approach. But Tarantino wasn't looking for a partner, he was writing a revenge opera, and in his world, the vision belongs to him alone. David Carradine, who eventually played Bill, summarized it in one clean hit. Warren was trying to direct the director. Quentin doesn't play that. The tension was instant and final. Tarantino never trashed Beatty publicly, but the silence around the swap said everything. When a reporter later asked why the casting changed, Quentin kept it tight. It wasn't going to work. I needed someone who understood it wasn't their story. That line alone told the whole truth. In Tarantino's world, authorship is absolute. Every frame, every beat, every line belongs to him. Beatty's suggestions weren't seen as collaboration. They felt like intrusion. And just like that, the role slipped out of Beatty's hands and landed with Carradine. No announcement, no feud, just a clean surgical replacement. Carradine later shared that Quentin seemed lighter, almost recharged once Beatty was out, like a weight had dropped from the entire project. Beatty, for his part, stayed silent. No bitterness, no press attacks, no public drama, just absence. Their paths never crossed again. No panels, no festivals, no quiet reunions, nothing. In an industry famous for redemption arcs, their clean break felt almost shocking. And Tarantino never added more than that one sentence. I needed someone who understood it wasn't their story. And that was the end of Warren Beatty and his cinematic universe. No rewrites, no second chance, no open door. In Quentin Tarantino's world, it's not just about talent. It's about trust, loyalty, and total commitment to his vision. Step out of sync, and your name, no matter how legendary, fades out of his script with no warning. No rewrites, no reunions, just silence. Like, share, and subscribe to Golden Scape for more untold stories from behind the camera, and drop a comment telling us which actor you think should have been on this list.